Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I am going to quickly just pause this screen so you can see mine and Sadie's faces. Just a sec.
Hello. Hi, Lindsay.
How are you?
Your face. And hi, everyone.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. My name is Lindsey Rogers, and as I'm sure most of you know, I'm Mortarr's new community manager. But on top of that, I'm also a customer service manager. So it'll be very interesting to take on both of these roles together. And I think one really lends a hand to the other.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm Sadie Werflein. I oversee our customer service department or customer success department at Mortarr. I work very closely with Lindsay. If you've seen my name or if you've jumped on any of our webinars before, you've heard my voice. I formerly did the dual role with the community manager and really excited to be handing that baton off to Lindsay. Who, like I said, we work very close and will continue to work very close together in both servicing our customers and also in sharing any content with the community and just helping educate everybody out there about all things Mortarr. So yeah, happy to be joining Lindsay for this overview of Mortarr.com today.
Yeah, so again, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us on this webinar, A Better Way, which is a part of the Meet Mortarr series. So today, Sadie and I will just do a walkthrough of the Mortarr platform, and we'll highlight the way that you can use the platform to find ideas, products, and pros for your commercial work and to keep your inspiration organized.
Yep, absolutely. And I'll just do a little bit of housekeeping before we get started, Lindsay. So right now you can see us. We're going to jump over to sharing Mortarr.com with you, and we'll take the video off so you can really focus on that part of it, which Lindsay and I kind of appreciate. But your video is off. Everybody is on mute, so we can't hear you, but please feel free to use that chat or that Q&A anytime throughout the webinar. We'll try to answer any questions as they come in. I think this is probably on your calendar for an hour, but we are not intending to take a full hour. So we'll give you a little bit of time back, which is always a bonus. Our plan here is to run about 30 minutes running through a touring the site, talking about some of the features on the site, the things that you can do. And then from there, we'll just leave a few minutes at the end to answer any questions we haven't already gotten to. And then we will give your day back to you. So Lindsay, should we jump in and get going?
Yes, let me head back to my screen share. There we go.
All right. Yeah, so I think, Lindsay, if you don't mind, I'll just kind of get started really quickly with some background of how Mortarr came to be. I think anytime we're telling the story or introducing Mortarr, it's kind of nice to give our audience an idea of where this concept was born from. So Mortarr was really created because of our co-founders' experience that they had while they were working in the commercial design industry and working in the commercial construction industry. It just made them realize that there was a resource missing and really kind of a lack of technology that they were finding in this industry. And so they knew there were a lot of awesome resources and great technology out there for residential design. I always say like entire TV channels devoted to residential design, but they really just were not finding those same resources and simple answers on the commercial side. So from there, they worked together to develop Mortarr as really a single place and a single destination and resource for everybody working in the commercial construction and design industry to come together. So it's one network, one resource where everybody who is providing services or products or solutions, including even those who are seeking those services and solutions, can come together and find ideas, inspiration, and connect just on a single platform. So that's really and I always like to point out that this slide here talking about like the rabbit hole internet searches, and this is all true. And one of our co-founders really did break an ankle lugging heavy samples to a meeting. So all true stories about how Mortarr came to be.
Yes, thank you, Sadie, for going into that. So then here, just kind of going with what Sadie said, is that there are 5 million plus Google searches, which really represents how Mortarr came to be. Here you can also see, the people and the companies that are showcasing their work here on Mortarr. And then we also have the people who are searching for all of that inspiration here on Mortarr as well. So we think Mortarr is just a great place for anyone commercial construction and design based to really come and have that one place to just one single platform for all of the needs and the uses that are out there.
Yeah, and I think, Lindsay, as you kind of transition over, I think we'll jump over to the site. I'll just talk a little bit more about the difference between what we're calling here the showcasers and the searchers. So you'll notice overlap. We're mentioning some of the different companies who are showcasing, or types of companies rather, that showcase their work on Mortarr. So when you're at mortarr.com and you see all these beautiful images, they come from our showcasers. Those are our companies who have chosen to have a profile in Mortarr and show off the work that they're doing or the products that they're making. And then we also have the searchers. So a lot of times they're one and the same. We have many architects who are showcasing their work on Mortarr, but Mortarr is also a resource for architects to come out and find other professionals they may want to collaborate with, to source products, find technical information around products that they're specifying. So there's a lot of cross happening between the showcasers and the searchers. That can be hard to say, but really our audience is all encompassing within this commercial network.
Yes, that's great. And let me share my screen quickly.
We'll get right over to, yeah, there we are, mortarr.com.
Perfect. So thank you so much, Sadie, for, kind of elaborating on, who's actually using Mortarr and searching for it. And now we wanted to just head over to mortarr.com and just briefly, go through the homepage, go through how you can use the site. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to put them over in the Q&A section. Sadie will interrupt me if there's something that needs to be answered. So that'll be great. So here on the Mortarr homepage, you'll notice first thing, all these gorgeous images that you see throughout the page. And all of these are actually native to the Mortarr website. And when I say that, they're actually coming from all of the companies who are showcasing their work here on the platform. It's really just a great opportunity to get those projects and those beautiful images and the companies themselves just kind of right out in front of everybody.
Yep. So we always like to say no banner ads on Mortarr. All of our advertising, if you will, is native. So everything you see, you can click into and it would get you right to that image, that project, the company that posted that project, and all of the information around it.
Yep. So very easy to get over to view not only that work, but the person who did it as well. And then up here at the top, you'll see that we have these different tabs as well. So we have our inspiration tab, which is what we call our photo feed. And I'd have to say that is the most used portion of the Mortarr site. We then have the pros tab, and these are anybody that truly provides a service to their customer. And then we also have brands here, and these are your manufacturers. So they provide a product to their customer. Yep. And then,
sorry, Lindsay, I was just going to interrupt and say, yeah, I think it's really great to make that distinction from the beginning here, that companies showcasing their products or their work on Mortarr, we put them into one of the two categories. Sometimes companies might cross over, the lines might be a little bit blurred, but that's okay. It's still really easy to search and find them, which we'll show you today. But generally, pros providing service, brands, manufacturers who make products.
Yes, thank you for that. And then lastly, up here, we have the forum, and this is Mortarr's Content Hub, and we'll actually be diving a little bit more into this towards the end of the webinar today. Great. So we'll kind of go on from there. So for the inspiration tab, all of our images truly start here. All of our images truly live here. This is, like I was saying before, our most searched tab. And up here at the top, you'll see that we have our global search bar. This defaults here, you'll see to inspiration, because that's the tab that we're under right now. And you can actually search anything you'd like here in the photo or in this search bar to view any of the photos or content that we have here on Mortarr. Here too, as we go down, you'll see that you have the opportunity to filter by sector, space, or product type. And through this, if you were to, let's just kind of take an example, select hospitality, you'll see that the images start to shift and change. We can even narrow down to a specific space. So let's just select lobby, for instance. And then here you can see, you know, those images that have that specific search that you're looking for.
Right. And then the product type would simply be if you want to narrow that down even farther. And then I should also point out, you are able to select multiple items within any of those filters. So if you just wanted to filter a couple of sectors, couple of spaces, you absolutely can do that.
Yep, you can certainly do that as well. So here, let me go ahead and select, we'll click this image here just to kind of dive in a little bit more into what you can see from this view. So here, Anderson Windows, this photo, it's a beautiful image. You can see here the company who actually did the work. You're able to see the product. You can even select here to view more information about this project itself. Down here, you'll also see the option to view the project contributors. So here's Zeman Construction. Directly from this, what we call as like a pro tag, you're able to select and go directly over to that company just to view more information about that general contractor.
And
You'll
this is, sorry, Lindsay, I'm just, it's hard when we're not in the same room, but I can't wave my hand. But just to speak a little bit more to our this is one of the fun features that we have on Mortarr is our tagging feature. So we have a couple different types of tagging that you're going to see happening on mortarr.com. One type is we call pro tagging. So as you can see under these project contributors, Anderson Windows and Doors, they posted this project. They created a gallery showing off this particular project, and then they tagged as a general contractor Zeman Construction. So when you're putting a project in as a showcaser, you have the opportunity to indicate other companies that you collaborated with on that particular project. So that could be anybody. Here we have the general contractor, it definitely could be the architect. It could be designers, multiple architects or designers, engineers, any of the various subcontractors. So we often get the question if the other companies need to be on Mortarr in order to be tagged. The answer is no. The ones you see here in this particular view, they are on Mortarr. They do have a profile that you can get to. And as we dig into the project gallery level, we can even show you where you can find additional information on tagged companies that might not yet have a profile on Mortarr, where you're still able to see that kind of that holistic picture of who worked together on this project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for that, Sadie.
And sorry, because I think a combine is or a large piece of farm implement is driving by my window right now.
Oh, you're okay. We can hear that. Don't even worry. So, well, thank you for going into what a pro tag would look like. And then here within this image, you'll probably notice this white dot here in the middle. And this is what our brand tags look like. So Anderson Windows and Doors, they provide a product. So within this tag, they've been able to distinguish what product we're actually looking at. They've put in a description, and you can actually view more, just so you can read a little bit more about that. This more product info, this is actually a link directly back to their website so that you can truly learn more about that product and actually, get that directly from their website so you have the most recent information. And then here too, you'll see that you're able to view a BIM file. And then next to that, you can actually send them a message directly from this tag as well. So we try to make it as easy as possible for you, the person viewing it, to get as much information as you can in one spot.
Yeah, and I just would like to just point out some of the other resources that you might be able to find through these product tags or these brand tags that you find on Mortarr. You can see here, like Lindsay mentioned, Anderson Windows has taken advantage of a partnership that we have with a company called BIM Object. So BIM Object is, they support obviously BIM files. Yep, Lindsay just clicked directly into this. So if you find yourself in need of a BIM file or even there's also additional technical files or technical resources that are provided through BIM Object. This is just a one-click link right over to Anderson Windows and that particular product's technical downloads that are available through BIM Object. So it might be specifications or other technical files that are housed there. So when you see that blue button that says View BIM, that is a company that also partners with BIM Object and houses content there. Now, other things that you might find in these product tags, because not every one of our companies is also on BIM Object, but you might also find a direct link to a specification file. So that is something that any of the brands or manufacturers, if you will, who are showcasing their work on Mortarr have the option to link directly to a specification file right from these product tags. And like Lindsey mentioned, you know, that more product info is also a link to potentially other technical resources or technical details and information that you might need as you're sourcing or specifying product. And then again, just to highlight that send a message, oftentimes you might have a question about that very particular product that's mentioned there. That's just a real easy way to connect with that manufacturer and ask your question or make a request, whatever it might be. So our goal at Mortarr is really, in addition to providing inspiration through beautiful images and giving you ideas and showing you what's possible out there, what these amazing companies are doing, is we want to make sure that we're giving you as much information as possible. So we always say we want to be the info behind the inspo. So just provide you with those technical resources any way that we can or any way that our subscribers are able to.
So great. Thank you for going into that a little bit more too.
No problem. And then Lindsey, will you talk a little bit about those buttons kind of along the bottom of the picture there?
Yeah, so every image that you look at here on Mortarr, you'll see these options here at the bottom to star an image, share an image, or to save it. So the starred image is kind of like what you're thinking, where you would like an image. So this subscriber is able to see how many likes or stars they have on a particular image, so they can see what's most popular within their profile. You then have the option here to share an image, and this can be done throughout all of your social channels, or you can easily get a link or send an email directly to someone with this photo and this information. And then here you have the option to save an image. So I'll just quickly do that. This is actually going directly into my personal profile and a design room. I am going to click this just so I can save it in here. We will be going into personal profiles and design rooms towards the end of this webinar, but I just want to make sure I put this in here for us.
Yeah, and while you do that, Lindsey, I just want to mention that like Lindsey is logged into her personal profile in Mortarr.com right now. So anybody out there can have a personal profile in Mortarr. They're completely private. I can't go out and search for Lindsey Rogers. I can only search for the companies who are showcasing on Mortarr. So that allows Lindsey to do things like follow certain companies, like you said, like or star images, save anything that you're seeing out there on Mortarr to your design room. So just wanted to point that out. And you know, we also notice your kind of your picture in the top right corner when we're on the site. That's because you're logged into your personal profile.
Yeah, so let's go ahead up here. So, and this is where you see, you know, you see my image, and you can see that because like Sadie said, I am logged in. So now let's go ahead into the pro and brand feeds. So we're back up here at the top. We've just gone into the inspiration feed, which is that photo feed. Now we'll go ahead into pros. So like we were saying, pros is any of those companies that provide a service, is kind of how we distinguish the difference between a pro and a brand. So I've just gone ahead and selected pros, and you'll see here that we have that general search bar stamped here at the top as well. So you have the opportunity to kind of browse through, of course, but you can also select anything in here. You can type in anything you'd like. You can even search by location. Obviously, it defaults to pros because we're in that portion of the website, but you can easily change throughout here too. And then as we look down here further in the screen, you'll see that those filter options are available here as well. So you can filter by anything that you'd like found here. You can also do sector served. So let's go ahead and just do, let's select architect. You can see that because I've clicked that, my search options are changing. Well, also, let's go up to the top and search just by location too. So we'll go ahead and do Minneapolis. Click that. And now everything should change. So now it's showing architects in Minneapolis, Minnesota area. So we'll kind of scroll through here. You'll see that you have so many different options to choose from. Let's see. Okay, BKV group. Let's go ahead and select, we'll go ahead and view this profile just so we can kind of dive into that a little bit. So here we go. And Sadie, please feel free to interrupt me at any time to share some information. Maybe I'm
Yep.
missing or forgetting too. So.
You know me, I'm not shy. I'll do that. So I'll just tell everybody that when you're filtering by location for our professionals, I always like to point out that the filter is going to look at the areas that those professionals service. So when architects set up their profile in the site, they're able to indicate their service area. So it's always going to look at, you know, if you have a location in a specific project, or a project in a specific location, and you're looking for a pro, maybe you need an installer that's in that area, or you need a subcontractor that's in that area. You're able to put in the location of your project. You're going to find those who service that area. It's always going to start first with those who are located there, but then you might start seeing some that are located in another area because they've indicated they service that area.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much for explaining that. That's really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So great. So now we're in BKV Group's profile, and you know, within the capabilities that a subscriber has to their profiles, all of this can be customized with their logo. They can select a different background image. One thing I want to point out too is this option here to follow a company. So we'll actually dive into this when we go into the personal profile, but I wanted to make sure I touch on this, this button, because this gives you the capability to, like it says, to follow them and to be able to learn more about them and to be able to see any updates that they make regarding projects and photos that they add into their profile. So as we scroll down, you just get up here their projects. This is just a brief view of the projects that they've worked on and just kind of that initial photo here. Here's their About Us section. This kind of, like it says, describes who they are and what they work on. One thing I want to point out is this Let's Collaborate section of their profile. This is how you would directly reach out to this, this company here on Mortarr. You can simply select Call Us to get their phone number. You can visit their website. This button will take you directly over to their website. You can use this Message Us feature, which just opens up a little box for you to send them a quick note, and that you provide your email address and they're able to contact you back through that. Down here are all of the social channels that they are a part of, and this, by clicking it, truly does take you directly to their Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram pages. So as we go through here, just more details about what this company does, where they're located. They provide services nationwide. They have their areas of expertise, professional type, even the sectors that they typically work in. And then as we get down here to this bottom portion of their website, this is all the different projects that they've worked on. And this comes from the tagging that Sadie and I touched on just a little bit ago. So any other company here on Mortarr who has worked on a project with BKV Group, they went ahead and added in a professional tag so that all of these projects would then show up here on this profile as well. So you can very easily click through, and you can even select one of these projects to view it on that other company's profile. So that's just one of the benefits of using that, that pro tag feature. And then down here with companies we work with, this is also anyone that BKV Group has also tagged within any of their projects. So here, you know, you can see Adolphson and Peterson Construction, for instance. They've worked with BKV Group on a project, and because they have a profile here on Mortarr, you can very easily toggle over to their profile as well, just to kind of learn more about that company.
Oh, sorry. So we do, again, we really value our tagging feature, and this is just what Lindsay is showing, or just a couple of the ways to really quickly see when you're reviewing companies. It's nice to have that, really that same format for in every company profile if you're doing a comparison, or you're kind of vetting a company, for example. And this is just, in addition to looking at their own project galleries that they've posted, it's great to be able to see other companies they work with, and really even specifically other projects that other companies have posted that they've been a part of. So it just kind of overall shows you their book of business and lets you do that vetting process all in one spot.
Yes.
Should we maybe just take a peek at their project galleries as well, so we can see the projects that, as an example, just what one of our project galleries looks like that BKV Group has posted here?
Well, and I want to point out something really quickly too, is Sadie had mentioned when we were discussing tagging that the other company doesn't need to have a profile here on Mortarr to be able to receive credit for the project that they've worked on. And this is what that looks like just here on the companies we work with section. So Ellisdale Construction, as you can tell, they don't have a profile yet here on Mortarr. However, they're still listed down here in companies we work with because they did work on a project with BKB Group. So just wanted to touch on that. So here we go. I wanted to just show you their project galleries. So not only do you see them just briefly here at the top, but you can also click over to project gallery. And then this is where you'll see everything that they've uploaded into their profile and that they've worked on. So this is a great option here.
And our companies, our premium subscribers on Mortarr, the companies that are showcasing their work are able to include an unlimited number of project galleries, and then even within those project galleries, an unlimited number of photos. So sometimes you'll find some profiles with a really large number of projects and a really large number of photos within some of those. And that is just kind of the great thing, is it allows them that unlimited opportunity to show off the work that they do.
And then all of the images that you see here, this is what's being fed into that inspiration feed, that tab at the top of Mortarr. So that's truly where all of these images are coming from.
Yeah. And Lindsay, just for the sake of time, can we just maybe do a quick peek at the brands feed, and then let's jump over to your personal profile and show everybody the design rooms.
Sure. So here I've selected the brands feed. And remember, this is anybody that is kind of a manufacturer. They provide a product. And truly, it's kind of the same format as if you were looking at a pro or a professional. So here you can filter by product type, sector served. You can select more than one, and it will actually adjust your search options there. And of course, you have that global search bar here at the top, and you can search also by location. So great. So now I'm going to go ahead and click up here under my name at the right-hand corner, just so we can view my personal profile. So these are completely customizable as well, in the fact that I can upload any kind of image I'd like to showcase who I am, a background image. And then here, as we are kind of looking through, as I'm sure you remember, we went ahead and followed a company. So we followed BKB Group. So any of the companies that I follow, they're going to be located here at the top. And anyone that you would want to, follow, you'd be doing that for numerous different reasons. Maybe they are just a company that you're interested in working with at a later date, and you want to be able to refer back to them, or possibly it's a partner that you work very closely with, and you just want to stay on top of the new projects they're working on and make sure everything's correct. Or even a great option here is for competition. We think following a company, maybe it's somebody that is your direct competition, and you just truly want to stay in the loop of kind of what they're up to and the new projects they're uploading. So this is a great opportunity for that too.
Absolutely.
So then as I scroll down, you're going to see this option here for recently added by companies you follow. So any of the companies that I follow, all their new images will be populated here. So you can see that Terriel North America, they've just recently added in a new project. So all of those images show up here for me. And then we'll go ahead and head back down here to your starred images. So that's where those liked photos are all going to be showcased here in your personal profile. So as you like or star an image throughout Mortarr, you can always refer back to those images here within this part of your profile so that you can kind of take a look at it at a later date. And of course, you can scroll through to view all of the photos that you've recently starred.
Great. And that's a good way to recall an image if there's something that you found that you like. But an even more powerful way to do that is through our design rooms. So let's jump over to your design room tab and show them. I know we saved one as we were going through our the photos. So let's show them our design rooms.
Great. And I went ahead and did that here in Lindsay's board.
And so design rooms, really the they're essentially, like you named this Lindsey's board, which is actually perfect. Because I always tell people, kind of think of your design rooms as boards. So you have the option to add other people, collaborators to it. You don't have to, but there's a lot of different ways that design rooms can be used. We do have a webinar that we do specifically around design rooms. So that's one to watch out for if you have an interest, or we even have a recorded version. Let us know if you would like a link to that. We can always share that. But let's just do a high level, Lindsey, about this design room or design rooms in general.
Sure. So design rooms are, like Sadie was saying, a great place to kind of put inspiration for a project. Here you can name it. You can even put a description about what it is. And a cool feature of the design room is the ability to add people to collaborate with. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and added just a few of my coworkers to help me kind of work on this project, or just to provide me some kind of feedback. And what's great is you can add them directly here by pushing this plus sign, and then they'll be able to work on this project with you. So,
Lindsey, do they have to be on Mortarr to be in your design room?
They do need to have a personal profile here on Mortarr to be a part of it, but you can just easily send them an email. Like we were saying, these personal profiles are completely free. So they'll receive an email invite from you, and then they can go ahead and quickly sign up for this personal profile and be able to collaborate with you on this design room.
Excellent.
Great. Here at the top, you have the opportunity to export. And what this is it gives you presentation mode. You can even do it with comments too. But when you have presentation mode, let's just say that you have this project that you're working on with a client, and you want to be able to show them just a PDF version of all the images that you've put in here, and even some that have these comments here as well. This is a great opportunity for that. You then have the option to add in files. You can obviously browse photos on Mortarr. You can upload any photo that you'd like, maybe from Google or something that you've taken from your cell phone, an image from your cell phone. And then you can even link to a photo here and be able to add it that way.
Yeah,
so,
and I just think that's really powerful to point out. It's not just simply images found on Mortarr, but depending on what your board is or what your project is that you're working on, it's always great. You could, maybe you're taking pictures from a job site. The pictures you find on Mortarr are always going to be installed, finished project images. So maybe as you're collaborating or working through that project with your customers or with other partners, you're going to need some of those in progress photos. Makes it easier to have a conversation and get it out of your email. So just a good option for that.
Yeah, so I've gone ahead and selected just one of the images that can be found in my design room. And you can see that Sadie and I have already commented about this project. And it stamps it in real time so that you can see that. So I added this comment at 6:02 yesterday, and Sadie commented at 6:05. So it's great to be able to have that timestamp so that you can keep track and stay organized with all of your comments. You can easily add comments here, click send, and it uploads it for you.
And as you can kind of see by looking at that little icon there, you are able to put an attachment right in your comments. So if I needed to send another picture that was, really related to this one, I could put that right into my comment, which is really slick.
Yeah, it definitely is. And then here I uploaded just a blueprint that I found for this space. And then also too, this photo I just randomly pulled from Pinterest so that I could have just another idea of what I want this space to look like. So it's great to be able to pull in all of that information, and then you can comment directly on the photo. And then here's that Anderson Windows photo that we had added to the design room earlier.
And I just want to point out, and you might see if you click into that Anderson Windows image, you can see any pictures you're adding from Mortarr, they retain all of that data that is attached to the image when you find it on Mortarr. So that's what's great. You still have that product tag on the picture itself with those direct links to their BIM files or other technical resources. You still see the collaborators and any descriptions that are included. So that's handy that you're able to really retain all of that information and recall it pretty easily.
Yep, and then you're able to comment on a design room as a whole. So maybe it's about this space in general. You could put anything in here. Great office designs, check this out, let me know your thoughts, all of that. So you can do comments on the specific image to stay organized, and then you can do it as on a project level too. So very helpful. So then I think we've pretty much covered everything that it comes down to design rooms and personal profiles. So now what I'd like to do is just share a few other tools before we get back or get to our Q&A. So here at the bottom, and this is going to be on the bottom of any of Mortarr's pages, is all these different resources for you. And one I want to point out is the Learning Lounge. This is just a great way, if you ever have questions, you're looking at the site, maybe tonight, you know, and you just need some resources about tagging or design rooms, personal profiles, whatever that might be. The Learning Lounge is a great place to come and just kind of get more information on those resources. And then,
Yep.
oh,
Sorry, go ahead, Lindsay. Yep.
and then lastly, I want to show you the forum. We mentioned that earlier because it is one of the tabbed options here at the top. And I want to bring this up because this is such a great resource if you want to learn more about the companies that are here on Mortarr, or just some of the cool projects that are available too. Here, so the forum is truly, you know, just a spot where we keep all of the articles, Mortarr in the press, all of that. We have a general search bar here at the top. So if you have a specific company or type of product that you're interested to see if there's a forum article on, you can go ahead and type it here, or you can just simply scroll down and see any of our featured stories. We have a team who updates this weekly with relevant information and just new and exciting information out there in the marketplace. So this is a great place to see those featured stories. You can also head down to check out all of the articles that have been posted, and then also view our press room as well. So this is a great option here.
Great. And really quick, while you're at the bottom of the screen there, I will point out, you can see there's office design ideas, healthcare design ideas. So these are just kind of some saved searches or recommended searches that we have built into the site for you. So if you click into any of those, it takes you right to our inspiration feed with appropriate filters applied according to those. These are just our most popular searches that we're finding on mortarr.com right now. So Lindsay, I do have one question that's come in, and there's a request. Could you just hop back to your design rooms? There was a request to see what it looks like when you actually put it into that presentation mode, so you can see what that view looks like. And you could do either. So yeah, you can see here, it just goes full screen. And then of course you have the ability to flip through just like a PDF. Page by page. And if you did the option with comments, it just puts the comments to the right side of the panel for you for any page that has comments.
Yep, this is great. Great question.
Yeah.
Questions before we get out of mortarr.com?
Yeah, I think that was the only one that we've got so far. So yeah, I think we're okay to kind of wrap things up here.
So here we go.
So, yeah, Lindsay's shared our contact information. So if anybody on the listening who does have any questions that you don't want to raise here for everybody, please feel free to reach out directly to either one of us, Lindsay or myself. You can also use our chat feature that's right on mortarr.com, or our general help email that's right on mortarr.com. We're always happy to interact with you that way, answer any questions that you do have. Lindsay, I'm sure you have some closing thoughts that you want to share before we end the webinar.
Yeah, I definitely recommend to everybody, to anyone listening, to go over to mortarr.com and create that free personal profile if you haven't already. Then you can follow, star, save, share, you know, do all the things. So, and we also invite your colleagues to check it out as well. And because, you know, you register for this webinar, we will be sending this out once we have the recording. So you can view it at a later date and kind of share with your colleagues too. But, you know, another thing too is we would love to hear your suggestions for future webinar topics. I've kind of taken over this community manager role, and, you know, we'd really like to start doing these webinars about every other week. So any kind of fresh content or anything that you'd like to see or hear or have us, you know, dive into, I really welcome you, you know, shooting me over a quick email or even giving me a phone call. I'd love to know any topics that you'd be interested in. Another thing too is please follow us on all of our social channels. We have a social team who's incredibly active out there, and we're always posting about, you know, new companies and brands that we have here over on Mortarr and some of our favorite photos and projects. So we definitely welcome you to follow us on our social channels and engage with us. We'd love to see you over there. So
absolutely. Yep. Check us out on social, jump on a future webinar, connect with us any way possible. We are excited to be part of the industry and look forward to any connections that we're able to have with any of you as we go. So
Yeah, and then I think lastly too, before we close out, if you have a company profile here on Mortarr and you're out there posting on your social channels, make sure to tag us or hashtag Mortarr in any of your projects, just so then we're aware of kind of what you guys have going on, and then we have the ability to kind of engage with what you're posting as well. So we want to make this a really collaborative environment for both Mortarr and for you as well. So we look forward to engaging with you on your social channels.
Sounds great. Thank you again, everybody, for joining us, and we look forward to connecting again sometime soon.
Yes, thank you so much. Have a great day.